All right, everybody, welcome to a Wednesday edition of the Saints Happy Hour. As always, the Wednesday edition is brought to you by MyBookie. You want to gamble during football season? Of course you do. You want to gamble, you want to win. MyBookie has the best in-game betting experience. They have the best bets for football, baseball, basketball, golf, whatever you want to bet on, they're the place to go for online betting. They're the safest, most secure online betting service around, mybookie.ag. And right now, for Saints Happy Hour listeners, use the code HAPPY25. You get 50% sign-up bonus, absolutely free. Put in 100, you get 50. Put in 200, you get 100. Go to mybookie.ag. That's mybookie.ag. Use the code HAPPY25. You play, you win, you get paid. Terms and conditions apply. Andrew, today, Wednesday, July, what is it, 24th? It is National Tequila Day. So in honor of National Tequila Day, me and you are going to pick a Saints, something that could happen to the 2019 Saints that would drive us to drink even more heavily than we plan. And the one condition I made for it was, I said you can't have it be an injury, because obviously if a big Saints player gets injured, we're just going to drink ourselves to death. So it can't be an injury because that's too easy. So my thing was, when I thought about this, my thing that would drive me to drink to excess and then drink even more and possibly drink the state of Texas dry is if the Saints' run defense becomes crappy again. Because, Andrew, there is nothing sadder and nothing drives me to the bottom of a bottle faster than the Saints' defense in 2nd and 4. Because then you're fucked and just play action over the top, and it's back to the Rob Ryan days of being awful. If the run defense gets bad again, my liver might not make it to November.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, that would be bad. The one thing I'll say real quickly about tequila is that I lived in France, and the drinking age there is 18. But I probably started drinking at 16, and I would go to bars, and there was this Irish pub that, when I was 16, they would let us in, they would serve us, they didn't care. It was total. The drinking age was 18, but at the time, it wasn't enforced at all. I'm not sure it is today.
No, Louisiana always had the weird drinking law in the 90s, where it was legal to get into the bar at 18. It was legal for them to serve you at 18, but it was illegal for you to drink. So it was this weird loophole. So all you needed was an ID that said you were 18 and you were good to go until 1996.
Right. But I just remember going a little too hard on the tequila, a little too early in my drinking, experience, and I never went back. So I kind of did it big, and then never again. So tequila is off the menu for me.
Goldschlager is like that for me. I had a bad experience.
Oh, really?
With
yeah, Goldschlager. So I think everybody's had a bad experience with Goldschlager. So as far as what would, so it's funny. Are you familiar with the band Live? Their album Throwing Copper.
Yeah, they have one song, Lightning Crashes. That's all I know about them.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So it's the 25-year anniversary of the album, and I'm a big fan of that album. And they are, I guess, making a beer for the anniversary and calling it Throwing Copper. It's like a copper ale, a red ale. So, of course I bought it because YOLO, right? It's like 4 16-ounce cans and for $20, and I'm like, yeah, I'm making that happen. Of course.
Yeah,
so I bought it, but what would make me chug all 4 in one instant would be offensive line health. And I know you said no injuries, but I just go back to what we kind of had to watch and put up with really the last quarter of the season and the playoffs, and with Breeze and his fragile health and his age, I just don't know that I can get through another season of the run game being abandoned, the Saints spreading that out 5 wide where Breeze has like 1.9 seconds to get rid of the ball. And I can't do it again, Ralph.
Well, and now we can do we did what would drive us to drink and sadness, but we can also do a fun topic that would make us drink to excess. And I think possibly the thing that would make me the happiest because is Taysom Hill doing more expanded fun stuff.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And because if it works, it's awesome. But it drives fucking the analytics nerds insane, and they fucking hate it with the passion of 1,000 suns, and they tell you, why would you take the ball out of the hands of Drew Brees, and they hate when it works, and they still complain that it's still a bad idea. I want that to happen. I would just drink out of joy. I could name like 7, 8 guys that their heads will just fucking explode if like the Saints have a game where Taysom Hill is like 3 out of 4 for 110 and a touchdown. Like they'll lose their fucking minds, and I will drink to that all day long.
For me, it would be the return game. If we actually had a competent return game for like the first time since Courtney Roby or maybe Darren Sproles.
Darren Sproles, the last time the Saints had a guy average more than 10 yards of punt return.
Is that
2011?
True?
Yep.
And the last person to run a kickoff or punt back, is that, well, I guess it's Kamara, right?
Well, it's Kamara.
And before that, maybe Marcus Murphy.
Marcus Murphy, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, a competent return game. You know, it doesn't have to be Michael Lewis, doesn't have to be Tyrone Hughes level, but I just mean not pathetic garbage like what we've had to put up with really the last 5 years. So anyway, that would be my pick. You know, if this guy Marcus Sherrills works out, or maybe Deontay Harris, I think is his name, the UDFA, but
who returned just 15 kicks at Assumption College.
Right. Yeah. So a competent return game would give me endless amounts of joy.
Well, because then you could be excited about punts. Like you could be excited about a punt return. And you wouldn't have the dread of the fumble, and you wouldn't have the he's just going to fair catch it like Jarris Bird, right? You could be like, give me a shot. We're running this punt back, and you could.
Well, it's also like it might actually make life easier for Drew Brees. Like give him a short field. Imagine that.
Yeah, and also, it would be amazing, like, if the Saints punt returner got good enough to where teams were, because it's a long time ago now, but there was a stretch where Michael Lewis, teams were just like, nah, man, we're not punting to you, take it at the 35. And they would angle punt even though they were deep in their own end or whatever, because they were like, nah, man. We're not risking it. And like, I don't know if they could get to that level, but if they could just get to punt returns are fun again, like that's worth drinking for.
I don't even need fun. I just need not horrible dread.
The bar for Saints punt returns is low.
Yes.
So that wraps up Wednesday, but I want to remind people, we said it on the Monday show, but I want to say it again. We set up the site where we changed up the tiers, and here's the thing. If you donate at $3, you get the koozie as soon as you sign up. You donate at $7, you get the magnet as soon as you sign up, and the koozie. If you sign up at $10, Andrew's going to do his grades all year long on Monday, and you get a blog post that will be accessed patrons only. You're going to grade every Saints player, right?
Yep.
All year long. It's like the olden days for your blog, correct?
Correct.
And me and him are going to do a Monday podcast where we go over the top 5 best and the top 5 lowest graders. And if you're at the $10 level, you're going to get that early. You're going to get access to that Monday. Everybody else is going to get it Wednesday. So you want to do that, and because football season's starting, and we have the cool schedule screensaver that's coming August 1st. So, guys, this one's free, but, man, it's football season, and Andrew, I saw it, man. It doesn't sound like a lot, but our YouTube audience tripled on Monday. the listens are back up to like preseason levels last year. Like people are fucking geared up for football season. And this podcast, the schedule is going to change a little bit where it might not come out every morning because me and Andrew are going to have to not watch practice obviously, but kind of monitor it on Twitter. So we're going to monitor it and see what cool stuff happens, any news. So the daily ones might come a little later as we sort of figure out and give you sort of a recap of what happened at Saints practice via Twitter and the news media and NFL Network and all that sort of stuff. So that's just some housekeeping. But, Andrew, it's football season, and I'm super excited about it. I'm ready for the Saints to go 15-1 and destroy the NFL and just give no fucks and give no mercy and get that Lombardi trophy.
The season of vengeance is here. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
We will see you tomorrow.